Hi everybody, this is a litter update for these mini Australian Labradoodle puppies. Hi, I'm Claire from Van Isle Labradoodles, and today we have the 9 mini Labradoodle puppies from our Pinot Noir litter. And in this video we're going to tell you about each one of the puppies, tell you what their weight gain has been, what's happened with them over the past week. We'll give you a little bit of an update on Dottie and what she's been up to in the past week, what we've been doing with the puppies, and what to expect coming up. And as well, we're going to let our families who are on our reservation list know what they should be working on for this week. So these little Labradoodle puppies have all become quite the chunky little monkeys. Our smallest little girl, black collar girl, who you'll see shortly, has quite the tummy on her. And you can see how all their coats are just gleaming. It's really easy to see in the ebony puppies. They are just like mirrors. And you can also see here on orange collar boy, he too with his chocolate coat is just really got a lot of shine going on there. They're all shiny, but of course the darker colors show that shine up more. And you'll also see this week that there's been a little bit of color change in the brown puppies. Orange color in particular is quite a bit darker than he was originally. So these puppies have all got a little bit more depth to their color going on this week. So overall, what the litter's been up to this week is eating, sleeping, eating, sleeping. That's pretty much all puppies do when they're only a week old. Now, when we did our birth announcement video for you last week, we were still up with Dottie, pretty much every hour and a half or so. That's because the puppies just need a few days to get themselves situated. They need to figure out where the milk bar is, understand how it works, how they get a turn, how they find the right place to get fed from. And Dottie just needs a bit of time to get her hormones settled after she's had all of her puppies born. So that usually takes about 3 days. It's 3 days and nights where you're pretty much up constantly with the puppies, looking after them. There's lots of squawking going on. The puppies are all jostling around as they figure out their position in the group and learn how to access the milk bar. And then it's amazing how fast they sort themselves all out. They learn that when there's, like, for instance, right now 9 puppies, that all 9 of them can't nurse at the same time. And of course, Dottie has to flip herself over every so often so that both sides of the milk bar are being used. And initially when she does that, that causes all sorts of upset with the puppies because they're there nursing whichever ones are the lucky ones to be latched on. And then she gets up and she moves and turns the other way, and everyone gets themselves all in a big uproar, and it's like, oh my goodness, what's happened? The milk bar's gone, and we're all going to starve to death. And you cannot believe how much noise a very small newborn puppy can make. But after 2 or 3 days, they get the hang of it and they realize, oh, okay, this is what mom does. This is how it works, and it's okay. There is a perennial supply of food here. So it's really a big transformation in the first week where they go from being a little bit, well, of course they're needy all the time, but a little bit stressed about their needs being met, to where they feel like, oh, it's okay, I've got this, and they relax and settle into a routine. Dogs love routine and thrive on routine, and you'll hear me say many, many times when I'm talking about how to work with your dog that consistency is key. And it's just like for the puppies, the consistency and the routine is what's key. So we establish a routine for the puppies, even though we are not really doing anything in terms of working with them, but we do have a routine. There are specific times that they're handled. There is a specific time that they're given their probiotic. And we hope that you enjoyed that little video that we shared for you on our Facebook page. You can just go to search Van Isle Doodles on Facebook and you'll find our main page. And on there we did a video, and in that video I was just getting ready to give the puppies all their Benebac. And Benebac is the name of the probiotic we give to the puppies. So as soon as the puppies are 24 hours old, we give them the probiotic to help develop a really good microbiome and good gut flora right from the get-go. And we feed them that through until the time when they're put on solid food. And then once they're on solid food, then we add a probiotic to their food. But for now, every day they have a little bit of paste. I just open their mouths and I put it on the roof of their mouths, and that way they consume it without any, because they aren't eating anything yet. So that's how we get things into their body at this point in time. And the probiotic really helps to set them up for good health for the rest of their lives. And Miss Dottie also gets her probiotics. She gets the normal ones that she has in her diet every day. And then she also gets an additional one until the puppies are eating solid food. Again, lots of hormones, lots of changes going on in her body. So we want to give her all the support we can give to make sure that she stays healthy and happy. And also, as long as her microbiome is all balanced and her system is good, then the milk she's producing is good, and then the puppies are healthy. Because the last thing you want is to have a puppy with an upset tummy, a wet bum, diarrhea, or anything like that. Because the main goal of the puppies right now is just to grow. So all they do is eat and sleep and repeat. That's it. And occasionally they squawk a bit if Dottie's doing something that they're not too fond of. As for Dottie herself, because this is her retirement litter and she's old hand at doing this and she's a very confident mom, she already is quite happy to be leaving the puppies. Oh, she'll sleep outside, out of the box, where she's right close to them, but she's able to sleep on the hardwood where it's much more cool for her, and she can tell when the puppies wake up and need to be nursed again. She's also really happy now to be able to come out and interact with us a fair bit more. She's outside more. She doesn't go very far. She only goes, maybe about 5 feet from the door. She comes and says hi to our dogs, and she wanders around, and in the evening she'll come and sit with us while we're watching TV for maybe 10-15 minutes, and then that's it. So what we can do is we can leave the door ajar for her, and that way she can come and go as she wishes. The puppies are also able to be warm enough on their own now that we don't have to keep it quite so hot in here. As you can see down here all next to Mom, they're not all piled up in a clump. I mean, yes, they are all right next to one another, definitely. And you can see this is, one of the puppies is totally upside down here. This is little black collar girl, and she's nursing upside down, and she's got her foot flailing in the air there, because when the puppies nurse, they need on their mom to be able to get the milk to come out faster. So that's just an instinctive thing to do when they nurse. So you can see her there. It's like she's waving, going, help, help, I've fallen and I can't get up. She's perfectly fine though. But anyways, you can see they're not all on top of each other. They're perfectly warm. They're content. So Dottie doesn't need to be here to provide them with her body heat all the time. So what our goal is at this point in time is for the puppies to pretty much get close to doubling their birth weight. Now with 9 puppies and a mini mummy, that's not an easy task. That's a lot of weight to be putting on the puppies. Dottie only has so much room to eat, so we feed her lots. Obviously she eats all she wants. There's absolutely no limit to how much she can eat, and as I spoke about last week, we want to be sure that food is not too rich. We don't want to load her up with a bunch of high calorie food that's all way too fatty and rich and causes her some digestive issues and therefore causes the puppies digestive issues. We just want to give her more of what she's eating. So she's fed 4 times a day, and then we leave her food overnight as well. So she's eating basically right now about 4 times what she would normally eat. Right now she's up to about 4 pounds of raw a day, and she's eating she eats 26 of the Stella and Chewy's freeze-dried pucks a day as well. So quite a lot of food. She also has eggs during the day, and of course she has her supplement to make sure that nothing is being leached out of her system to keep the puppies happy. So what we're going to do now is go through each of the puppies and talk about them, and we're going to do them in birth order, and we're going to do that every time we do a litter update, so that we always just do the puppies as they were born. And the first puppy is Orange Collar Boy. And in terms of who's the biggest and who's the smallest, we've had one change. Orange Collar Boy is now not the biggest puppy in the litter. And here is this handsome fellow, beautiful chocolate boy, and you can see his color is deepened a little bit. He's got that cute little goatee going on there, and then he's got the white on his chest. Hi, buddy. There you go. And he is now 435 grams. So he's just motoring along really nicely, close to having doubled his birth weight. So really happy with how he's done. And this little puppy, you can see he has a really lovely broad head here. Nice chunky full square head, and really nice cute little ears right on the top of his head, and a really nice rich chocolate color. Hello. So one of the things we do with the puppies is we just hold them right up close to us. We just let them smell our necks. We let them feel the vibration on our chest while we talk, and then we just give them a little bit of cuddle and snuggle. I kiss them all the time. I just kiss them by touching noses with them. And of course, they also get their Benna back. But mostly what we're trying to do here is just reinforce every time we handle them that when they're touched by a person, when they smell that scent that they equate with a person, that it's something good and pleasant that's happening to them. So that's our Orange Collar Boy. Next is Little Black Collar Girl. Oh my goodness, this crazy little girl. We just got to get her here. She's way underneath here, buried. Here we go, brown collar. I'm going to pick you up. And then, oh, that's light blue collar there. Sorry, that was light blue collar that was waving his paws, not black collar girl. Wrong one. Here we go. Here's little black collar girl. The first thing we got to do is look at this tummy. Look at this tummy. Oh my goodness gracious. That is one big full tummy on one little tiny Labradoodle girl. Oh my goodness. So this was our little teensy girl who was only 160 grams when she was born. Just the tiniest little piece of fluff. And now she's gone all the ways up to 309 grams. Just so proud of her. She's done this really all on her own. I only had to help her for a very short period of time. She knows exactly how to get fed. She knows exactly how to get in there at the milk bar. And she is not in the least bit hurting for groceries. You can see that she's content, she's quiet, she's just sitting here in my arms. And you can see her little pink nose is starting to fill in with the black that she's got going on. And then she's got this pretty little black beauty spot over here. Just a pretty, pretty little girl with really nice markings. And then she's got a lovely little dot right over here. Just the cutest little baby. Yes, you are. And that giant, giant tummy. Now, you may be wondering why Black Collar Girl doesn't have her collar on. She and a couple others don't. They were starting to bother them. They were rubbing a bit on their shoulders. You can't see anything there. Nothing serious happened, but they were just bothering them right here on their shoulders. So when they were nursing, the collar was doing a little bit of digging there, so it was giving them a bit of a blister. So we just took the collars off so they don't bother them. When they get a little bit bigger and a little bit older, then we'll put them back on. But we know which one is Black Collar Girl. Yes, we do. Just doing so nicely. Next is our surprise, and that is Yellow Collar. And Yellow Collar is now the biggest puppy in the litter. Yellow Collar is 446 grams. And you can see Yellow Collar is very reluctant to give up that spot at the milk bar. And if you look at his tummy, holy cow, that's a pretty wide girth for a little baby. Yes, there we go. I know you don't want me to hold you up in the air. So we try not to do things that cause them too much discomfort, like holding them up like that. But you can see he's gotten a bit darker too. His collar is going to have to be loosened off today. It's a little bit tight on him there, and that's because they're growing. So everybody's had their collars adjusted already twice because they are growing so quickly, which is really nice. And 446 grams after starting at 216 is really quite something. So he obviously is the one who knows how to use the milk bar the best. He's got really pretty little markings here, almost a touch of phantom. So he's, all these dogs carry phantom, but because he's got that little bit of marking down there, he's not even marked enough to be what I would call a weak phantom, but there is a little bit of the phantom points going on there with this puppy. But you can see he doesn't have any of them on his face. Just a little bit on his paw there, and also he's got it under his bum. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. So one of the things we do with the puppies when we are getting them to learn that uncomfortable or unexpected situations are not something to worry about is we hold them in slightly different positions. So that may be that we just do this. It may be that we do something like I was doing where I show you their stomachs, which is a little disconcerting to them, or we just simply turn them like this for a moment. We put them on their back for a few moments like this. I always like to take this opportunity to give them a little tummy rub, as the Labradoodles love tummy rubs. Now if you see them in the light here, there's a little bit of that pattern showing through on the side of the face, but definitely not enough to call them a phantom. And so we do all sorts of things like that with them, just for a few seconds each day, just so they learn that, oh, something that isn't normal happened and nothing bad happened to me. I'm still perfectly safe and perfectly happy. Next we have light pink color girl. Just gonna find her, she's over here. Hello, baby. And you hear me talking to them all the time, even though, as you know, their eyes and ears are still sealed shut at this point. Now, pink color girl, light pink color girl, she's one of the ones who doesn't have her collar. Not because it was bothering her at all, but just because it came off. So we know who she is, so it just came off. Oh, such a big yawn there. Oh, my goodness. So now she is a well-marked phantom. You can see quite clearly the tan points on her legs, on the side of her face there, and then she has all this pretty white under her chin, on her nose, and then you can also see across her chest where it's not white, you can see those phantom markings, and then of course underneath her tail there's some there too. Oh, she's not gonna look at me. She says, no, you're bugging me, I don't want you to do that. So she's just go upside down. There we go. There, see, she's not in the least bit concerned about being upside down. And that's the kind of thing we want to do. It also gives us a good chance just to look at their tummies, their chest, make sure their umbilical cord is healing well, that there's nothing going on anywhere that isn't obvious when we look at them under normal circumstances. Now, the other thing we're going to be doing shortly with these dogs is cutting their nails. I just run them over my finger to see how sharp they're getting, and if they start to scratch me or scrape me at all, then I know it's time to start doing them. Usually when they're a week old is when we first start doing them, and then we'll do them every 3 days. And that's so they don't scratch Dottie, because we don't want her to get scratches on her milk bar area and then they become infected. That's a sure way of getting mastitis, something that we don't want. So light pink color girl, she is coming in at 431 grams. You can see she's got a nice big poofy tummy here too, and this little pink or little white tip at the end of her tail is just adorable. And then these little white paws, very cute little puppy. So that's light pink color girl. Hey baby, we'll put you back over here because you're sleeping, not eating. And then next we have green collar girl. Green collar girl is our caramel or apricot. And now why does she have two possibilities for color? Well, that's because we don't know yet if she's going to have a brown nose or she's going to have a black nose. And it's the color of her nose, her lips, and her pads that are going to determine what her designation is. It doesn't change the color of her coat. That won't change. It just is going to change the name that we give to her coloring based on the Australian Labradoodle breed standard. So this little girl is up to 356 grams. She hasn't gained as much as some of the other ones, but you can see she still has a nice full tummy. There's no lacking for girth there. Oh my goodness. She's a little bit more of a mover, so she's a little bit busier. And that probably is why she burns up a few more calories, just because she's a little bit more of a mover and a shaker. Now I'm trying to look at her face right now to see if I can see if there's any indication of whether she's going to have a black or a brown nose, but I still can't tell. She's too young still, too little. She got this adorable little white bit up on the top of her head there. Just the cutest little puppy. So that's our little green collar girl. And next we have brown collar girl. And brown collar girl does not have a collar on. And brown collar girl doesn't have her collar on because she did not enjoy having that collar on. It gave her a couple of those little spots, and you can see right there she has a little bit of a dark spot on her shoulder, and that's because the collar was bugging her there. So this little girl is either an apricot or a caramel party. And if we look at her nose, if I look at her under the light, I'm pretty sure she's going to be an apricot. It definitely looks like she has black that's coming in on her nose, right at the bottom here. And on the bottom of her feet, that definitely looks like black and not brown. So this is going to be a very pretty little puppy. The apricot parties tend to look a little bit funny when they're very young because they have so much pink on their noses and face, and then their caramel doesn't come in really dark yet. So they kind of look a little bit well, they don't look as pretty as they will when they're full grown. It is a really beautiful thing to have an apricot party dog. She's got a really nice shaped head too, nice short nose, nice broad head. And Miss Brown Color Girl is 352 grams. So she's just shy of doubling her birth weight, but very close to having done so. This is a quiet puppy. She's really quite a sweet little thing, but she is a quiet one. And then we have light blue collar, and light blue collar, before we pick him up, you can see he's still upside down with his paw waving in the air there, drinking away. And now look at his stomach there. I mean, really, look how wide this stomach is. That's a good 3 inches of girth across there in this little tiger. And he's not even the biggest one in the litter. But oh my goodness, I tell you, he is one solid boy. Come here, buddy. And he's like, oh, really? And now look at his face. Oh my goodness, it's so cute right now because he's got the black coming in and it's still the pink, so he's got all these little blotches going on. It's a good thing he can't hear what I'm saying because he probably wouldn't appreciate me laughing at him like that, but I just think that's the most hilarious time when their faces start to fill in like that. So Mr. Light Blue Collar Boy is 407 grams, so he's way up there, and he is close to having doubled his weight too. He was a good sized puppy when he was born. This guy has a really gorgeous markings on him. His party is really pretty. He has a lovely little head with his cute little ears, but I just can't get over that little face with all the splashies going on right now. Just too cute. He is a very confident puppy. He knows exactly where the milk bar is, as you can tell by that great big wide stomach. And he looks a lot like his Mama Dottie. So Mama Dottie is probably one of the prettiest dogs in the whole wide world. Aren't you, sweet angel? So of course this guy is also going to be handsome. Yes, he is. He's going to be just as beautiful as you are. So that's our little light blue collar tank, I think is what we should call him. Oh my goodness. Next is dark pink collar girl, and she is over here. Her collar's gone just because it fell off. And then the collars that I have for the next size up, there's no pink. Who makes collars without pink? So that's why she doesn't have a collar. And again, we know who she is because she's the only chocolate in the litter that is a girl. She is still a little bit lighter in the brown department color, I would say, than her brothers. Beautiful head on this girl as well too. A little bit of white there going on the chest and the goatee. She has a beautiful shape of head, lovely ear placement as well. And she is one of the quieter puppies too. We don't see her fussing ever. No, we don't. And Miss Dark Pink Collar Girl is 394 grams. She and Dark Blue Blue, the last two puppies, they were almost the same weight, I think, when they were born. Just a couple of grams apart from one another, and they are often since then this pretty much exactly the same weight, and today they are the exact same weight. So again, we'll just flip her over while we've got her here, do a little bit of our upside down time. You can see she's not got quite as wide a girth as her light blue collar brother does, but still nice, plump, round, juicy puppies. These puppies are all in beautiful condition, shining coats, big, nice, full tummies, and just, this is what I like to see in a puppy, where they just completely relax no matter what you're doing with them or how you're holding them, because they're warm, their tummies are full, and they feel great. And that, of course, is what we are always aiming for. And having a really wonderful mommy like Dottie, who doesn't get fussed about anything, you can see it in the puppies because they are just like her. It's like, oh, life's good. I have everything I want. I hope when I die, I can come back as a Van Isle Labradoodle puppy. I think it would be a great life. Then last but not least is our dark blue color boy. Come here, buddy. And he's our other black phantom in the litter, just like his sister, light pink color. Hey bud, how you doing? And he too has quite a bit of white on him, like she does. White on the nose there, white under the chin. You'll see his nose is already all filled in because he has so much black around his face here. Just like his sister, nice, really nice high ear set. Beautiful tan points on the side of the face and on the paws. And just look at the shine on that coat. Holy smokes, that's a shiny boy. He even has a little smidgy of white right here up on the top of his head. Now as he gets older, that black is going to cover up most of that little white, but when you get a little bit of a movement of the coat or a little bit of wind, you'll see that little bit of white poking through. And you can see here, he's got lots of white under his chin. He's got a really, sets him off really nicely. And he, like I said, he is 394 grams as well. So we'll just give him a little bit of a flip over here. And we'll just let him rest there in my arms. There we go. Rub his tummy. And just let him just completely relax, support his head. And you can see when their paws are like this, when they just flop like that, that's what we want to see, a completely calm and relaxed little baby. Now, if you're one of the people who's lucky enough to be on this list, and we are really happy to congratulate our extra families who were able to move up on our reservation list and get a puppy from this litter, because we had 9 puppies, and that certainly wasn't how many we were expecting. What we do then is we open up those spots to people who have a reservation with us. Generally speaking, our wait list is anywhere from usually around 6 months on average till your puppy's born. Sometimes people wait for a year, year and a half, just depending on what's going on. But usually it's about a 6-month wait. So if you have a deposit with us, then we send out an email to everybody who has a deposit but doesn't have their puppy yet, and we let you know that we'll send out a second email. And if you want to move from the list that you're on up to whatever litter has space, then we do that on a first come, first served basis. So we give everybody lots of notice so that you know when the email is going to come out, and the first few people who respond say, yes, please pick me, they get to move up in the litter, provided it's appropriate. We don't move people who need to have, for instance, a larger sized dog into a litter of minis, or somebody who's living in a very urban lifestyle in a small condo, for instance. We wouldn't move them onto a list with one of our larger dogs. So we do take that into consideration. And of course, if someone has something special they're looking for, then we leave them on the list they're on. But if all the things are right otherwise, then we're able to move people up and they get their puppy a little earlier and everybody's happy. So we've had several families who were able to move up onto this list, and it's very exciting that they've been able to join us in the Pinot Noir litter. So for all of our families, you received a video from me already this week about setting up your home and getting ready for your puppy coming home, and just thinking out your zones, what door the dog is going to go to the bathroom, areas of your house that you might not want the puppy to go in at all, how you're going to manage those, keeping the puppy out of there, what needs to be picked up, where the puppy's going to eat, all those kinds of things. And the other fun thing you can start doing now as a family, or if you're single, get your friends to help you out, and that's choosing a name. What's more fun than picking the name for your puppy? So you've had a chance to take a look at them. Nobody knows yet which puppy is theirs, whether it's a girl or a boy. But now is a really fun time to start coming up with some lists and start choosing some of your favorite names. And doing a bit of research if you want to find that good name. You can look up people baby name choices, look up names that are related to Australia, since you're getting an Australian Labradoodle, things that are relative to Vancouver Island, since that's where your puppy's coming from, by Dottie, anything like that, or something that means something special to you. So it's lots of fun. You can do it and you can make a chart and keep a list of all the names, and then you can give everybody a certain color sticker or felt marker, and everybody can vote for the name that they like best. And then at the end of the day you can go, all right, we're going to pick the name Spot. You know, it's funny, Fido, Rover, and Spot are very common dog names. I have never met a Fido, Rover, or Spot. So maybe those are good name selections. There's lots of really popular names, and when you're choosing your puppy's name, try to choose one that's a little bit more unique. Because the last thing you want to be is out somewhere, and right now a very popular name is Lucy. So you don't want to be, hey, Lucy, Lucy, and 14 dogs are looking at you. Try to pick one that's really unique that your dog knows is their name. So we have, for instance, Cayenne, Spirit, Ripple, and Peanut. Peanut's not all that unique, but there's not a lot of Peanuts. Never met another Ripple. I have heard of a couple of Spirits, never met one though, and I do know there are a couple of Cayennes. But if you can keep something that's not one of the top popular names, and you can Google those and find out what the most popular name choices are for male and female dogs, that's always the best thing. Something that's easy, people can remember, pronounce readily, and if you have one that's 2 syllables and you can shorten and make like a nickname for, even better. So like for instance with Cayenne, we can call her Kai, Cayenne, Cayenne, Cayenne-a-doodle. We have all sorts of little nicknames for our dogs. So just think that all through when you're choosing your name, and how easy it will be for people to remember and say. So that's everything for this week. Hope you enjoyed our video. Hope you enjoyed seeing all these adorable little mini Labradoodle puppies. I'm having a hard time not being in here all the time with them. It's just, they're very, very nice litter. I'm very happy with them. Dottie's doing such a great job being a mom, and she's got them all content and comfortable, and this is usually how you will find them all together and in the most interesting positions sometimes. And Dottie just in and out, like she's just outside the door right now. She's not too far away. She still is able to hear the puppies all the time. She's very mindful of them, but she's also able to be off on her own and have a little bit of independence, and that's a really important thing for her mental health. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask away, or any comments that you want to make. If you liked the video and you have a moment, give us a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. And we hope you're subscribed to our channel so that you get notice of all of our different videos as they come out. And we'll see you again next week. Thanks so much for watching.